This is the part 2 and the conclusion of the story titled Divorce. Remember, in the part 1 of this story, the marriage counselor gave a flash drive containing a short film to Mr. Ede and his wife to go and watch together when they intended to file for divorce. When they got home, Mr. Ede went to the television and inserted the flash drive. The short film started after that. In marriage, 1 + 1 = 1, and there can never be 1 + 1 = 1 if you still hold on to that person you have been all your life before your marriage. That person you have been is like an orange. When you remain that person you have been before your marriage and your spouse remains that person he or she has been before the marriage, there can never be 1 + 1 = 1. No matter how effort you apply to bring you and you together, there is something that needs to be done. You need to cut that orange in two. You are actually cutting off one part in order for the other part to survive. The part you are cutting off is that part of your life that made you whom you have been before your marriage. That part is a part of pride and arrogance. That part is a part of nagging, smoking, and drinking yourself to stupor. If there's a part of you that can never allow you to understand what it means to be submissive in your marriage, it is that part of you that has blinded your eyes from knowing the importance of love in your marriage. It is a part of unfaithfulness in marriage. You need to cut it off because it is a part of you that is capable of suggesting divorce to you at any slightest conflict that must come in the journey of marriage. It is that part of you that lied to you that in marriage there is not supposed to be any atom of misunderstanding. It is that part of you that can make you to love your partner before marriage, but immediately after saying I do, something comes upon you like a veil, making you to feel irritated whenever your spouse comes around you. Do you know what that part of you does? It makes you to complain. It makes you to take the matter of your matrimony to outsiders and make you not to accept to settle with your husband or your wife. It opens the door for your family members to control your marriage and not you being in charge of things. And close your ear from hearing from your spouse. There is need to pick that part of you. There is need to separate that part of you from you that you need to make a good marriage. Don't negotiate, just throw it away. Make sure you throw it far away where you can never pick it up again, far beyond your reach. Throwing that part of you away has qualified you to raise a healthy family and minimize the risk of divorce and domestic violence in our society. When that part is thrown away, that is when you both will not find it difficult to come together as one. That is when you will understand the meaning of 1 + 1 = 1 in marriage, and not 1 + 1 = 2. After watching the video given to them by the marriage counselor, they went back to meet with the counselor the next day. When they got to the office, we discovered that something has started changing about them. The video went a long way to open their eyes on the matters of marriage. Mr. Ede started the play by touching his wife's hair. When he did, the wife responded with a broad smile. That was when the marriage counselor came in and already seated. The wife needed to act like a woman by pretending she was still angry. The marriage counselor started by asking them if they have watched the video given to them and if they followed her instruction by watching it together. They responded yes, that they watched it together. The counselor continued by telling them that she has gone through their write-up and that she has made some comments below each point. She gave the papers to the couple to go through them. They collected the papers not knowing the corrections and the comments that was made in their complaints. They started going through the papers. That was a moment of eye-opening on the matters of marriage. It was a moment of unveiling the purpose of marriage, the moment of unveiling responsibilities in marriage. The marriage counselor pointed out where each of them failed in the points they wrote down, but finally took them to the Bible to reveal God's plan for marriage to them. The counselor opened Mrs. Ede's eyes to make her understand that there is every need to submit herself to her husband, so that if her husband does not believe God's words concerning marriage, he may be won over without words but by the behavior of his wife when he sees the purity and reference of his wife's life. She made her understand that her beauty should not come from outward adornment such as elaborate hairstyle and the wearing of gold jewelry or fine clothes. Rather, it should be that of her inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit which is of great worth in God's sight. She wrote in her book and said that this is the way the holy women of the past who put their hope in God used to adorn themselves. They submitted themselves to their own husbands. The marriage counselor wrote in Mr. Ede's book to make him understand that as the husband, he should be considerate as he lives with his wife and treats her with respect as the weaker partner, and as a heir with him of the gracious precious gift of life. She explained that as the man of the house, working in accordance with this instruction will make his prayer to be answered. She told him that failure to treat his wife well hinders his prayers. She told them that if they understand this little secret of marriage, that divorce will be far from their thought. Glory be to God, the couple's eyes were broadly opened to the secret that sustains marriage, and they got back happily and ready to make a godly home to the envy of others. Please share this video to help us educate others, and God bless you as you share our videos. See you next Friday.